I'm joined now by Hatem Bazian, a professor of Middle Eastern cultures and languages at UC Berkeley, speaking to us from San Francisco. Thanks, as always, Hatem, for joining us. What do you make of that response from Joe Biden? It pretty much fits into the lines the U.S. has been going with, not just over the last year, but the last few years.
Well, if President Biden is serious about having a ceasefire, he should stop delivering the bombs and the weapons and the unabated support that he continuously extends to Netanyahu. I see this constant statement of Israel having a right to defend itself as a license to continue the genocide that is unfolding. And as such, I don't put much measure for his statement that he is for a ceasefire. So the U.S. policy has been ineffective. This is assuming that they actually want to stop Israel from the conduct of its operation in Gaza as well as in Lebanon now.
But it does seem that the U.S. does not want to stop Israel because they certainly have the leverage to make them stop. Why are they not using it?
Because I think the United States is still committed to the so-called Abrahamic Accords to try to formulate the region for the best interest of Israel and Netanyahu. And the priority for the United States is to try to get Saudi Arabia to normalize relations with Israel. And they see the elimination, the downgrading, the assassination of leadership of Hezbollah, leadership of Hamas, the targeting of Iran as a joint strategy, both for Israel and the United States, as well as its existing Arab allies who are for this policy privately, but publicly they are still trying to express some almost timid solidarity with the Palestinians.
But has Saudi Arabia not said that they will only normalize relations with Israel if there is some sort of Palestinian state or a two-state solution? Or is that something that they just say in a diplomatic sense?
I think this is more of the diplomatic language that is being used, but also a two-state solution that will pass through Israeli requirement and only recognizes the Palestinian Authority, which is increasingly a part of Israeli security apparatus. So the notion of a two-state solution, anyone with serious measure of analysis of the region recognize that Israel has killed the two-state solution many times over, and this is only language that possibly operates at the diplomatic level that provides Israel with the cover to continue its policy and for Arab government to continue to use this almost fig leaf to cover their private cooperation, if not cheerleading Israel policy in Gaza and in Lebanon.
Professor Bazian, Lebanon and Israel, especially since the war on Gaza started, there were certain rules of engagement. But of course, over the last 2 weeks, those rules have changed. What was the turning point where Israel would have decided, now we need to take a tougher stance on Hezbollah?
Well, if we remember that Israel wanted to extend the conflict in such a way to bring the United States far more on its side and its commitment. And that's why it went through the policy of direct assassination, the attacks on Damascus, the attacks on the Iranian consulate, the assassination in Beirut, and then also the assassination in Iran or Tehran itself. So Israel wanted an extended conflict in order to bring more players and also to get the United States and possibly European powers on its side. So the rules of engagement was violated by Israel itself with the intent of expanding the conflict in order to reconstitute what Netanyahu and the military perceived to be their deterrent power, because that deterrent power collapsed. And their idea of reconstituting it is by inflicting as much damage and as much pain regionally in order to emerge again as the uncontested hegemonic power in the region. That's their idea, and that's what Netanyahu at least is saying in almost explicit terms by saying that we will reach any target across the region. Since October of last year, Israel have attacked many targets in Lebanon, attacked Syria, inflicted attacks in Iran, Yemen. So there is no really limitation to this expanded scope of aggression, and Netanyahu attempts to reconstitute this deterrence at this particular time.
Hatem Bazian in San Francisco, really good to get your analysis. Thank you as always.
You're welcome. Thank you.